si ra re mi si fo re na ha. Bow. Welcome back. It's your man EddyEd, the Duke.
Hey, welcome back to number 4, y'all. It's Dialogue. And today we've got some... This topic is very interesting, but, before we get into that, man, how's your week been, man? Holy demonic moments. You got any?
Hey man, HD moments. But before we hop straight into that, make sure you guys check us out on audio platforms if you haven't already. And if you're not on video, check us out on YouTube, Holy Duo on YouTube. And all links are in the description on the YouTube page and the audio page. So if you want to check out how you can send us stuff or whatever, all our platforms is down below. Check us out over there with the links. HD moments, man. Oh man, it's been a scary week this week, but I'm excited to see what happens and what comes out of it, and I'm proud of going through what I went through, because it's a step above, like stepping closer to where I'm trying to be, and getting that those certain challenges, that it's scary to face, but getting through it is like, okay, well, I did it. Okay, what's next? Like, what's the next hardest thing, right? So, for me, going through a certain process this week was one of those things where it was scary, but coming out on the other side, I'm like, oh wow, I did it. Let's add on to that. Bring them on. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's make the crowd bigger. I can take it. You know what I mean? But that's the holy moment. And demonic moment is not knowing the result of that interaction or that process that I went through this week. So that's scary, and it's been kind of pushed back. So now I gotta wait till the following week to figure out the results. So if I let my mind eat me up, I'm gonna be like in my head too much and be like, okay, dang, this probably might not happen because of this, or okay, it's gonna happen because this, that, and the third. So it's like back and forth in my head, like whether I'm on a green light or the red light. So that's a little bit of a demonic moment for me. Something demonic that I seen this week, man. It's just a lot of stuff that happening on social media every week. We're not going to get into the details of that, but just social media, man. Social media is still toxic. It's still stressful if you put all your chips in there, or if that's where you look for validation, which I don't. But just seeing what goes on in that realm is like, you can't even look at certain stuff, because if you're protecting your eyes, it's going to be hard to avoid certain things. And so yeah, that part for me is the challenge there, or is the demonic for me. But yeah, what about you, man? What's your HD, and how's the week been?
This week I don't really have an HD, but demonic moment would definitely be the snowstorm that's happening right now. Uh, I don't know if that's a holy or demonic moment for me, but for sure, I love it. It's probably demonic for those who are out driving in it, but for me, man, I enjoy seeing it. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
great.
It looked great. It looked like y'all on doggone the North Pole, man. I see
Yeah.
some video outside. It looked like y'all in the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. No leaves on the tree, snow covering everywhere. It looked like a fairy tale land right now.
It's pretty cool, man.
And the snow's blowing. Like, come on, bro. That
Yeah.
is incredible.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty nice, man. Except, when you go out, it's pretty cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, apart from that, man, that's what's going on with me. I'm just enjoying the weather. Ain't nothing special here.
Amen to it.
Hey, man, if you're ready, let's get into the first topic, bro. Um,
Hey.
this one is going to be a very, very interesting topic because it's something that I've thought about for some time, and I
Mm-hmm.
always end back up on the same point, right? And it's a in a certain community, it's a touchy topic right now. Not right now, but it always is a touchy topic because of how they think of a certain thing. So okay, how do I put this? I want to bring up the topic, and the topic is secular men, right? Meaning
Mm-hmm.
men
Mm-hmm.
who are not Christians were
Okay.
never truly chivalrous. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
chivalrous. From your understanding of what chivalry means, what do you think about me saying that? Secular men were never truly chivalrous. What do you think about that?
You know that initially what came to my mind when you brought up chivalrous, I was thinking of the old Bible times, right?
Yeah.
And how they interacted and what the relationship was with the women back then. And of course, this is different times we're talking, but I don't even think they were chivalrous. If you were to look at it, what chivalrous means today, I think in a lot of ways we would say they weren't chivalrous um,
Hmm.
back then because why the way they treated the women wasn't necessarily disrespectful, but it was everybody. Let's just say there was a distinct difference in ranking, right? It seemed to be a ranking when it came to the relationship between women and men back in the day. Not saying that they were not saying that certain women weren't treated with honor, respect, or women in general, but it just seemed more of a ranking, and just I guess from what we see in depictions of it through movies, it just seemed very um, non-chivalrous to me. Like the women were the ones that seemed to be more serving than the men were, because the men back then went to war. They did a lot of physical things, and they're out and about. So just the dynamic, you don't see. I don't know if you see chivalry from the men back in the day, and of course, there were men that were Christians back in the day and men that weren't. I think in both cases, there was a distinct ranking in how the women operated with the men. But now in today's time, when we think of chivalry, I think we've kind of created this outlook on how things should how the dynamic should go between men and women, and so I think chivalry has been more of a created idea as time progressed, and showing the relationship of how we should be treating the women around us, or specifically the women that we love romantically, right? Or women that we know from family, right? We treat them with a certain uh, degree of chivalry, you know. But um, to the question here, could you repeat it again? I kind of lost track a little bit.
The topic is secular men were never truly chivalrous.
Yes, okay, boom, and that's what I was getting to. I think men were never really chivalrous back in time, but then we grew into this thing of chivalry. Um, Secular men, when we look at how they, I guess how a lot of them think about women is more of something that they can get instead of something that they can cherish,
Hmm.
right? So it's not so I think a lot of men now don't cherish women, and therefore if you don't cherish them, I think a lot of times if you're not just trying to get something from them, right? Because we
Okay.
know there's players that will be chivalrous to get something from them, right? To get what they want. But we're talking about the one that really cherish the woman and want to be with her or whatever, hold that as valuable. I think they may want to do things like that. But I think if we're talking about the common guy that's just looking for a good time, he's not really being chivalrous, or he's not being chivalrous because he cherishes the lady. That's my perspective when it comes to like what we see now. You know, men now, we don't see them doing things because they cherish the lady as much in secular arenas, or more. But then that can go all across the board as well. But since we're talking about the secular man, I think that's a big one, of how they would operate in the chivalry space.
What is so you keep talking about the ladies. What is the ladies' equivalent of chivalry?
Ladies' equivalent of chivalry. I mean, when we think about chivalry, we think of actions, right? So, what actions could ladies take to show that they want to treat us well, or, you know, adore us in some capacity? They could cook for us. They could, um,
I meant the term,
not.
not necessarily their actions, because chivalry has
Okay.
actions, but the term
Yeah.
encapsulates all those actions. So, what is a term equivalent to the ladies for the equivalency of men in chivalry?
Um, I think both is service. I think both is service, acts of service. So I guess the term here could either be service or or I'm gonna keep it at that, acts of service. If you want to just keep it basic, I think that's what comes to my mind right
Oh,
there.
I didn't say
What
nothing
about you?
about basic. A man is chivalrous. A lady is service. Is that what you're saying?
No, so I'm saying that chivalrous on both sides is service. That's what I'm saying.
Chivalry? Chivalry is for
Yeah,
okay. So let me write this
yeah,
down because this is a really good question. I forgot my
yeah,
notebook.
yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
type
because
it
the way
down.
that you asked it, yeah, because the way that you asked it is, you said in what ways are women, displaying chivalry, or what's their side of chivalry. So in that case, I would say both men and women are acts of service. But
Right.
if you want to say men like chivalry is only for men, then that's a different.
Yeah, I'm saying chivalry generally is applied only to men. What is
Right,
applied
right.
generally to women? Do you know? You want to take a stab?
I don't. Um, in that arena, we don't think about that because we always see the man needs to treat the lady. We don't see the woman treating the man necessarily in how society makes it, right? Chivalry is for guys, as we know, and so the guy has to open the door, the guy has to protect, the guy has to do this, the guy do that. So they don't really talk about the lady side, But I guess um, things that come to my mind, I really, this is actually an interesting
Yeah.
topic because we don't think about it.
Oh, we think about it.
We don't. Okay. So what do we think about? What is something that?
Well, I wanna start off with the definition and general term of what chivalry means, right? I'm gonna read two things to you. And I had to look this up so it's not in my words. The qualities of an ideal knight. Chivalrous conduct. Chivalry demanded of him that he be conspicuous through his gallant,
The
courteous,
heck?
and generous behavior. Now, it gives us a little fact that we can see here. It says, in days of old, when knights were bold, Anglo-French, yeah, Anglo-French speakers used the word chevalier in an ancestor
We
of our word chevalier, right?
yeah.
For knight or horseman. So it's not for women. By the
Yes.
14th century, English speakers had adopted the slightly modified spelling chivalry to describe their own well armored mounted warriors. Nowadays, when we say that chivalry is not dead, we are alluding to the high standard of character and conduct typically associated with gallant knights. If you
We actually
trace chevalier back to late Latin, you'll find that it derives from caballerius, which is also the ancestor of another term for daring medieval gentlemen at arms. So chivalry
yeah we've
can never
actually
be applied to women.
we've actually read this the definition before. And then also the start of this whole thing was like of knights of old, Grims and bold, like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just
yeah.
was funny. But then why then yes. So it's never applied to women as we could assume because of how it's just portrayed, right? Without knowing the definition. Um, then what was the question about that you asked earlier? If if it's never applied to women.
It's okay. So on the other hand, you kept mentioning the ladies, right? From how I understand this subject, I don't think it has anything to do with the ladies. It has nothing to do with them. I think the ladies benefited from it greatly, right? Because if you meet a chivalrous guy and he's a jerk, but he only displays those characteristics to a lady, isn't he a fraud? He's a fake.
Okay, so kind of what you're saying, and kind of what the deal here is, chivalry is just a characteristic in general. You're saying, and so it applies not only to ladies but just to a character of a person.
Yeah, basically.
That's what you're saying. Okay, okay, yeah. Because in that regard, yeah, I see where that you know makes up a good characteristic. But we definitely narrowed it down in today's time to only acts toward women. So synonym could probably be acts of kindness
Right.
or being kind, right? Being a kind person. So that could be a different or a synonym we could couple with.
So now let me read you Wikipedia's general understanding of chivalry. It was associated with the medieval Christian institution of knighthood. Knights and gentlemen's behavior were governed by chivalrous social codes. Back then, most people were religious. You had atheists, of course. Of course, you always have
Mm-hmm.
atheists. But most
Yep.
people were religious. So, you're saying it's just to be kind. That's really I see that as really like just watering it down to one word. I don't think it's just kind. I think it's your whole characteristic, your whole behavior, your whole where it comes from. Anyone can be kind, but can you be a gentleman? Right? That's another thing. Because when you say he's a gentleman, that comes with a whole slew of characteristics. But you can't say a lady is a gentleman unless she's buff, unless she's strong, unless she's going to break your neck or something like that. So this goes back to my initial question of what is the mirror of chivalry for a woman? What is that for a woman? And you say we
So
don't really talk about that, but I think we do as society. I think we talk about it a lot.
putting it in that lens is a different perspective now, because now we're talking about characteristics and not like the thing that we know chivalry to be. But something that you said about chivalry, or the watering down part, you said anybody can be kind, anybody could be chivalrous, and that goes to a point that I was talking about, how a non-secular man could be chivalrous to get what he wants. So he could be doing acts of chivalry, or being chivalrous and be a fraud, like you actually said as well. So you can really display any characteristic, if we want to go to that level, and not really
There we
be
go.
about it
There
for
we
real.
go. That
You know
goes
what I
back to
mean?
the beginning of my topic. Can secular men really be chivalrous when chivalry is based deeply in religion?
And yeah, and so now we're getting to some juicy stuff, because connecting it, you know, seeing what's behind the curtain, essentially, because anybody could put on a mask, but what's really behind the mask, right? So connecting it to, the origin and what it really means. If I lost my train of thought a little bit, because I was thinking about something that you asked before I went into my comment. What did you ask again, before I commented about the thing you last said? Do you remember?
About the mirror of chivalry for women? What is the term for women as chivalries for men? Is that the question you're talking about?
Probably not, but Uh, but yeah, so now we look at a certain aspect of why there was chivalry, right? Because it stemmed from those Christians in you know that that sector of you know life. Um, I'm losing my train of thought here, but something I wanted to say about uh yes, so can secular men be chivalrous? And this is a question that I have too. Can you do something or can you be something that you had no knowledge of knowing that you could be, right?
Yes, but
Can oh no, go ahead.
I think you can, but you are
Hmm.
simply a shell of the original thing.
What do you mean by that?
You can emulate what you see without understanding, but your reasons don't come from you, meaning it's pretty much empty. You're just doing actions. If someone really
Okay.
sat you down and questioned you, why do you do this? Why do you do this? You'd have no answer. You're just emulating actions.
Okay. Let's say, because this is how I was thinking about it. Let's say um they weren't necessarily emulating actions from watching, let's say, the Christians, or whatever. Let's just say something within them prompted them to act in this manner, but and it's a good manner, but about they don't know exactly what they're doing, but they're doing it. You know,
The
so in
Christians?
that case, no, the secular men,
Okay.
right? Yeah, let's say the secular men are doing something that's good. You know what? Let me bring this example in. What if there's a person that didn't know charity was a thing, but then they were doing charity. They haven't seen it before. They just thought about something good to do for people that were less fortunate or the people that didn't have things that they needed. What if a person, just was like, "Hey, you know what? I want to help that person with this. I see that they don't have that. So let me be that." But they don't know, oh, there's charities for this already. There are organizations that been doing this type of work and that have actually organized this type of work. But the person just did it out of, I guess, something within them prompting them, you know. So are they really being charitable?
Yeah, because the reason you gave is the reason why you're charitable, to help others.
Yeah, so in that same way, what if the secular men are actually chivalrous without knowing that chivalry was an idea from organized peoples?
What if they were being chivalrous because even
What
though they
what
didn't
what if
know it was from an organization or some
yeah, like
idea.
yeah,
Okay, so then let me give you this example. You
okay.
buy you okay, not you buy. You have a ring for your wife. You give it to your wife and she doesn't know where the ring came from, but she thinks it's beautiful. Oh my goodness, thank you. I love it so much. Boom, done. That's it, right? That's all you get. I love the ring. That's it.
Mhm.
But then another scenario is you give a ring to your wife and she knows that it's a ring your grandma wore. Same ring, but she knows that it's your grandma wore. So she knows that it's being passed down from family to family, and she loves the idea of it being grandma. Both of the scenarios, it's the same ring, but the woman understands something deeper about the ring. It means more to her now because she knows that it's being passed. It's a family heirloom. In the same way, the chivalrous man understands that what he's doing, it's a good thing to do, obviously, but the deep-seated reason why he's doing it is merely because of the action and he sees it as good, not because of what is prompting him to do it that way. He's being prompted just because he knows it's a good thing to do, societally speaking, fine. But when he understands that it's a code or it's a way of manner that comes from God, because God is the one who is prompting him to be a certain kind of man in manhood. That's a totally different reason why he's doing it. Because guess what? When a chivalrous man who is secular is pissed at his wife, absolutely pissed off at his wife, right? Say she did something to piss him off. What is he gonna do compared to a Christian man who is also chivalrous? It's gonna elicit two different actions. That's basically what I'm saying. Is the secular man doesn't know the deep-seated reason why, but the Christian man knows why he's doing that.
Okay. So now you're saying that so you would say that the chivalrous man can't really be chivalrous, or the secular man can't really be chivalrous, because the core value of it isn't known.
It's missing.
It's missing. Okay. Okay.
So now here is the scenario. Modern day society in today's time. What are men saying? We don't have to be chivalrous anymore because you're not. What is the term? We can't be chivalrous because you're not. I'll say it, submissive. Submissive is the mere
Okay. That's
term for
okay.
women.
That's what you would put in there.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I think it is because it's a certain type of
Yeah.
character that comes with certain actions, deep seated
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
reason why they do it.
I think that's a good one to put there because um they want a gentleman, right?
Hmm.
Not a softy, but a gentleman, meaning, he does gentleman things like make sure she's protected. It's not harsh with her,
Yeah,
and it's still a manly man, but does things gently toward the lady, right? At the same time as holding himself as you know the man, right? And we want the lady not to be barking, not to be uh, boisterous in speech, not to be
aggressive.
disrespectful, aggressive
Yeah.
and disrespectfully aggressive. So that's a good matchup because I guess both parties want that from each other,
Right.
right? So that's a nice dance there. Do you think there's any other thing that can be, I guess, not replaced, but could be also looked as a different card for the ladies? Like put a different card in there that submissive could be interchangeable with.
Not really, because submission and chivalry, like you just said, it's a beautiful dance. It's a dance that goes hand in hand with one another. Because a chivalrous man who goes out to fight for his country or whatever should have a submissive wife at home. Why? Because his behavior comes from a place that calls him into a certain
Mm.
role, right? So from that same place, what role is the woman called into?
Hey man, we stepping into marriage territory now. Like this is like connecting to marriage stuff if you think about it,
Yeah,
because you know, um, when we love our wives, it's that love respect thing there, right?
exactly.
When we're loving our wives, they're respecting us, and vice versa. So like that's the combination is there. So that makes a lot of like that can bleed into the marriage dynamic and how we both want to receive, you know, the the thing from one another.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's very interesting. That's
Yeah,
very interesting,
because
man.
a chivalrous man who receives no respect is as though a woman who would submit to a husband but he doesn't love her. Like, that doesn't work. And I think that's today's problem. People are like, women are not submissive, so we don't have to be gentlemen,
Mm.
right?
Hey, this is phenomenal. Like the way that we came at it and brought it to this picture.
Yeah,
I think that's a pretty crazy thing because we went back to
yeah,
the old medieval times, man.
yeah.
Like the way that we came. So I hope people that's watching, like really understand the I guess the flow
The
of,
flow of
of,
it.
of where we're going. Cause
Yeah.
this is pretty, bro. It's a lot of things to hit here, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I was talking about is secular men are ready to ditch the chivalrous understanding of things because it's an action that they did to elicit submission out of women. See, the thing is, when you are something and someone doesn't do what you want, you don't change your behavior. But when you just do the behavior and you don't get what you want out of someone, that behavior doesn't exist anymore. She's for the streets, smash and dash. Oh, just lay with her and bounce. You know what I mean? Like, the chivalrous behavior isn't there anymore. So that's why I say secular men were truly never chivalrous, because when crap hits the fan, they are the
Okay.
first to leave the scene. We're not getting what we want, so we're done. How about,
Mm.
right? How about you elicit that same behavior with all women? Just don't deal with those type of women that don't elicit submission to you. Instead, instead, men shouldn't marry anymore. Men shouldn't treat women like this anymore. Any woman that says this about men, yo, you gotta get on her. You gotta get down to it. How about you just focus on where that behavior of chivalry comes from and focus on that, and that elicits the proper people around you. I think this is a very wide range topic. That
Yeah, and
Go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was gonna say that um going like when you look at marriage, we can see a lot of to the point of them not showing submission, and so the chivalry thing is pretty much out the window. When you look at the marriage thing, the love respect dynamic is off. A lot of people leave, right? They cheat because lack of respect,
Mm-hmm.
or the lady's not feeling love, so she's trying to find it for somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So in that regard, when it comes to the secular couple or people, or not even just a secular, because that can happen. That dynamic matters in both secular and Christian. But let's say the secular got it wrong, right? The chivalry thing. Um, that's why we see a lot of breakoffs easier, because the core
Yeah.
value isn't there, like you had mentioned for the Christian, which know the core value and keeps, holds those values as more valuable to them as someone that doesn't have those core values behind what they're doing, right?
Exactly.
And so that connects there, I think, because we Christians, we don't have that mind to get into marriage if you know what the Bible says, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I just recently found out, like, a lot of people don't know that you're not supposed to sleep before
Oh yeah, yeah.
sleep with your wife. I'm like, whoa, they didn't know
Wow.
that. But anyway, that's besides the point. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, well, how? Like, they're not reading, but we're not going into something. Those who are Bible believing Christians and that know that aren't going into that talking about divorce or having that motion of a way out.
Mm-hmm.
We know that we're gonna be in here or get in here and stay, and not be ready to leave when things are bumpy.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, I think we expounded on that topic a little bit. So I guess I would have to say secular men were truly never chivalrous. Do you agree or you don't agree?
Based on based on what we have said, it makes sense that they were never truly
Yeah.
chivalrous. But yeah. So I would agree on that one because of those reasons. You know.
Cool.
Yeah.
If anyone has any, oh, sorry, were you done?
Ooh, and you know what? I just read something in Matthews, talking about remember the tree. A good tree produce good fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be a good tree can't produce bad fruit, and a bad tree can't produce good fruit. It's like it is what it is. Like the the core of it will produce what it's made up of.
Exactly.
So it'll eventually show up. The true, the true life of what it's made of.
And even in a good season, a bad fruit will not a bad tree will not produce fruit that tastes as good as a good tree. even in the best
Mm-hmm.
season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The quality of the tree basically indicates the quality of the fruit. So if the tree isn't
Mm-hmm.
truly good quality, the fruit it produces is not going to taste that good,
Mm-hmm.
let alone the bad season. So if anyone has any different ideas, a spin-off, a different perspective at what we just talked about, comment below. Comment below. This was a very interesting topic. It went
Mm-hmm.
it went in a way that I wasn't really expecting it to. So,
Yeah.
topic number 2, man.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that you wanted to bring up. So let's hear it.
Yeah, man. So I mean, what I was watching something, and now I can't remember off the top of my head. I should have wrote it down, but I was watching like a podcast or something. Yes, I think the marriage podcast, and they were talking about it might not have been a marriage podcast, but they're talking about how we provide, right?
Okay.
And I was thinking because we put so much emphasis on providing, like when we look at our value as husbands or men in a relationship, we put so much value on how we're gonna be providing physically, right? For
Mm-hmm.
your family, as the men, like like we make monetary like the monetary providing so huge on what we're gonna be doing in the marriage or in the relationship that I guess all the other parts are drowned or not looked at as important as equal of importance or even close, right? And so I kind of wanted to talk about um, in what other ways are in what other ways do we think we ought to bring value in providing for our wives? Is the money part in your opinion the biggest one, or is it one of importance, but there are many that are equal or probably even greater? You would say.
Yeah, and this is I want to hit it from this angle. Anything in this world that has order and works and brings good fruit as in whatever this thing is working at, whatever comes out of it looks good. Anything that has order and works well has to stem from something. Who said men have to provide? Who said men have to provide physically, spiritually, emotionally, and security wise? Who said that? Because we sure as heck, in our selfishness and our desire to smash every lady, every good lady that we see, we definitely couldn't have said that for ourselves. So who said that? Who said that one man has to be with one woman? Definitely wasn't a human being, because we know for sure that those who don't have the standard, they do whatever the heck they want to do.
Oh yeah.
So I want to come from it at this angle is that is providing physically for your family or monetarily the only thing we should be doing? No. Why? Because that is not enough. Why is that enough?
Mm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's if you came home every day and all your wife did was cook, clean, and do the laundry, would that be enough for you? Some men would be like, yes, but they would quickly realize that that is not enough. Like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
What if when you needed support from her, she never supported you? Hey, honey, there's a lot going on right now. She never took the initiative to do anything. Every day, just come home, cook, clean, and blah, blah, blah. No sexual intimacy. She just lays there. It's like doing stuff with a doll. Come on, man. You know what I
Huh?
mean? There's no, there's no, there's no, you
Doing
know,
stuff with the dog.
there's no like, there's she's always arguing with you. There's always something that she has to fight with you about. You know what I mean? Because I take it on the women's side because men tend not to see it that way. Men tend to think I provide and that's enough. Okay, so what if she can provide for herself? Is that your only value? And I think that's a lot of men's problems. There are certain things that a man can give a lady that, frankly speaking, what if you have a big man around you, like he's strong? Oh, I feel safe. That's good. That's you just being there, being a man. And already we're already moving away from the monetarily stuff, right? It's not just money anymore. It's providing protection because we allow them to feel safe. What trips me up sometimes? I heard this
What's that?
recently and it was like, everything that we men do is basically because the lady wants it.
Do you believe that, or you think partially, or what? What's going on?
I would only believe that if I were a secular man. Because we as Christians, right, we don't do the things that we do because the lady wants us to. We don't That's not why we do it. We do it because we're called to do it, right?
We serve the Father.
And
Hey,
that
hey,
yeah.
hey. Everybody know that?
And that
I
same
love it.
calling that we're called to do, they're also called to do other stuff. So you could
Gloria Diosa.
when you come from our perspective as Christian men, right? We are called to do a certain number of things for the lady, but they're also called to do stuff for us. So then you could go, wait, we only do it for the lady? Wait, the ladies only do it for us? It's a dance. It's a dance of equal partners doing stuff for each other. So that question doesn't bother me at all.
Hey, real quick, I just thought about something I said in the past to my little bro. He was um he was so so there was so there's a scenario that I said or something like that, and I was like, yeah, I would have helped them, um, because I know I would help them because the spirit within me will prompt me, and I want to be obedient to that, and not because I don't care about them, but because I want to obey God in doing that act of service, right? And then he was like, well, you he was like, well, you wouldn't do it because you care about them, and I was like, yeah, but that wouldn't be the main prompt in that particular situation, right? For somebody that we were talking about, and he got kind of offended because he thought I was saying that I don't care about the person to do it for the person,
Yeah.
but I was more so trying to help him understand, like, obeying God is more important,
Than what
you
you
know,
feel.
than what I feel. But he did it didn't click
It
in
didn't click.
for him.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it didn't click in for him. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because that's
Yeah,
something
that's a
similar.
great example. Just what I mentioned earlier. When crap hits the fan, where do you get your standards from? Where does your
Mm-hmm.
character come from? Because imagine if truly truly you didn't care about them, like you didn't like them, but they were in the same situation, you would still help them because you're not going based off of your feelings, right? Sometimes our feelings makes us feel like we're doing the right thing, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not always where you come from initially. So a lot of men feel like physically providing monetarily for their family is enough. Yeah, you have like one pie out of like six or seven. Like that's a very small piece of the pie.
Mm-hmm.
There are other aspects to provision that just okay, you bring the money home. What do? You just go to work and come back home every day. There's no intimacy between the two of you, right? So there's monetarily, there's emotional, there's spiritual,
Okay,
right?
emotional.
Right.
And just to like just to put a point on the emotional side is very important because you know understanding the ups and the downs with just behavior. If the dad doesn't set the tone on how to act when things are getting tough and when things are good, it's gonna be anything goes. But if the
Right.
dad is able to be the leader in that way, to when things are bad and there's anger and things are tough and this that and the third, if he doesn't show direction there, then the kids that are learning from him won't understand how to react and respond, and then the lady won't trust the leadership there.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
um, so there's emotional and there's spiritual, right? whatever is grounding you as a man to do what you need to do and why you do it, does she have that also? Does she also have that understanding? Do you sit her down and you guys, read whatever it is that your religion is? Do you bring that understanding to her? And then there's physical, which I think a lot of men fail at. I'm not pointing hands, but is your wife in good health? Is your wife in good shape?
And see, real quick, because ladies like to get sensitive about is she in shape? What he mean by is she in shape? You telling her that she fat? Why do we always gotta be sidetracked?
Yeah.
The main goal is to be healthy.
Right.
We want to be healthy. We want to be in shape because that's a sign that you are in a healthy state, hopefully on the inside, but more importantly, getting your body well equipped. Like being healthy is something that we all need to make sure we do, and getting in shape is something that's good. So I don't know why when we bring the in shape part, the ladies always want to like get sensitive and be like, oh, I'm not, because I think, what I think, and this has been a lifelong annoyance of mine.
Yeah.
I think ladies want to nitpick at, oh, he calling me fat, calling me this. I think they don't truly want to do anything about it.
They don't.
I think they don't want to put in the work.
Yeah. They don't.
They want us to be this, but then when we ask them to do this,
Right.
oh, you don't like me. You don't like me for who I like.
Right.
Then turn it, because you know what? I think in essence, it's just them like deflecting.
Yes.
Like I already want to do it, so I'm gonna make you feel bad about asking me about what I don't want to do.
That's a good point.
And that's some cheese.
BS. That's BS.
That's BS. Barry was so fire we talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I think it is behind that. Oh, the whole sensitive thing. I think it's a big deflection, and they're good at doing it. They good. They're good. They're good. They're good at doing it.
It's like you spark an emotional thing in them that like just makes you feel like, dang, like why are we even here right now?
And then now they want to take the easier route, with the tucks, the BB, you know what I'm saying, like all that. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that in because that's been a lifelong annoyance of mine.
Yeah.
And I, this is our podcast. I want to get it out.
But
I want to get it out there.
Yeah, but see, some of these things that we men are supposed to provide, they're difficult because the very people that we would like to provide it for are fighting us about it. Yeah.
Clashing.
Right.
Clashing.
Right. Men are supposed to provide direction. Right? Which direction is your family moving in, and why? Why is the big question. I would love for us to be wealthy and have a bunch of money. Why? Because it looks good? Because your bills are taken care of? What about when your bills are taken care of? What are you going to do with all that money? Is it just going to sit there and y'all are going to spend it? That's one way to ruin your life, right? So you need direction. You need direction as to why you want to make all that money or do whatever it is that you want to do with your family. And then you need boundaries. Men provide boundaries. This is what's going to happen in the house and my reason why. This is what's not going to happen in the house, my reason why. This is what we will live by. You protect, you have your little nest, you keeping your arms around it. And sometimes you could be seen as mean for keeping your boundaries, but really, if no one kept things in order, whatever the woman wanted to do, she will do it. Women generally are free-spirited people. They kind of like to do this today and then tomorrow, and then because they did this, oh, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you keep it in light? Why didn't you just remind me? But you wanted to do it. So we men have to kind of keep things on track. I mean, I just named a bunch of stuff. Money isn't enough, man. And the spiritual aspect of it is probably one of the most important, because out of your belief system, out of your heart, out of why you think the way you think comes all of your actions. So sure, you could teach a woman to be submissive to you, but if she does it and it's not truly her desire or her joy or her happiness to do it, what is the reason? Why would you want her to do that if she's not truly getting something out of it? Yeah.
Yeah. So the point of me asking this thing was to emphasize that even before, like when we get in a relationship, the thing that everybody's taught, that everybody, we hear on social media, everybody about, do this, do this, do this, do this. If you're a
Mm-hmm.
man, you're gonna be doing this. Is the financial aspect and the physical stuff, but that's good to have. But we put so much emphasis on that, other things are just blotted out or
Right.
not looked at.
Right.
And so and so everything is, oh, you gotta have money, when you get married, which is obviously the thing that we need to do. But
Yeah.
it's so much pressure on that's where the focus is.
Right.
Oh shoot, I gotta get the money, bop bop.
Yeah.
And the other places where we need to develop as well are lackluster or malnourished or not even paid attention to. And so yeah, you might have, and that's why you look at the Zuck, like the people that are billionaires. Why is their marriage, being ruined? They got the
Failed
money.
marriages. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got it down
Failed
pat.
relationships.
Money,
Mm-hmm.
money.
Yeah.
Hey,
All day.
money. They got
Yeah.
money all day, son. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that it's so emphasized that other areas that we need to have and that need to be a part of the relationship, especially when you are developing your family, being the leader there, that we need to have to develop the family properly.
Yep.
And so the money and the physical things are in addition to that, but that's not the only thing. That's not the most important thing.
Yep.
We need to have a good balance. I
Yep.
think of all of them.
Absolutely, man.
One gotta be super rich,
Yep.
but definitely one want to be poor. You know what I mean?
Yep. Mhm.
So we do have to be balanced in that area, but that don't have to be. We don't gotta be rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so for the young guys out there that thinking, oh man, I gotta have the bands.
Hey,
up
hold
to the
on, hold on, hold
mountaintop.
on, hold on, hold on. You just said we don't got to be rich. What if you're rich one day?
No. I'm saying that's not a requirement
A requirement for
for getting a relationship.
oh, for marriage
Yeah.
or a
I'm saying
relationship?
yeah for marriage too. That's not a requirement for any of that.
Okay.
You don't gotta be rich, but of course, I'm not saying don't get a band. I'm just saying like in order to be married, you don't gotta be rich to be married.
Yeah. To have a successful.
Yeah. To have a
marriage.
successful marriage on top of that, but
Right.
yeah, that's why I asked that, because it's very saturated with get the money
Mm-hmm.
and be Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
but that's not what's gonna help you be successful. That's not the
Man.
only things, or that's not the main things you need.
Yeah. Man, I mean, shoot. In today's society, find me one billionaire or multi-millionaire who has had the same relationships for years, and isn't going from girlfriend to girlfriend, or isn't or isn't or is married. That's a very different. I mean, Bill Gates, for the longest time, we all thought he had the same wife, wasn't cheating or anything, and we recently find out that they're getting divorced, and he has had a long time standing girlfriend on the side.
Right?
Money isn't enough, man. Money is never enough,
Yeah.
y'all. It'll take care of your bills. You'll live lavishly, but man, it's sad when you think about it sometimes. Anyway, you got anything else to add before we move over to
And
the
now we're good,
interactive?
man. Let's hop on over to the interactive portion.
Hey, all right, man. So today for our interactive portion, right, man, one has got to go.
Oh,
One-
double G.
Yeah, O double G, man. One has got to go, right? Okay, shower supplies. We're talking about shower supplies today. One shower
Okay.
supply has got to go forever. As in,
Forever.
you will never have it again. Let's start with this is a hard one, man. It's even hard to
It's
name.
gonna be hard.
Shampoo, your shampoo, right? Shampoos for the hair, shampoos for your hairs. Okay, shampoos specifically designed for the hair so that it doesn't dry out your hair, make it all dry, your scalp dry. Okay, so shampoo has got to go. Body wash has got to go.
Well, not has got to go, but
One of them has to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. shampoo, body wash, your sponge, or your rag, whatever you use to scrub yourself. Man, can you? There's some people who don't scrub themselves with something. They just kind of put soap on themselves.
They
and
just
they're done.
lather. I'm like, what is that?
Dang. I guess they're using their hands, right? But your hand isn't really.
Nah, dog. We gotta scrub it, especially when you like when you know those people that like do like going into mud races or whatever. You gotta be able to scrub that dirt off your thing.
Yeah.
You can't be just letting it just rub off. You gotta scrub it off.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Number 4 is your towel. Or number 5 is your lotion or oils. I use oils. So one
I
of
wonder why his
those.
forehead be shiny, dog.
Is it shiny today? Nah, it's not shiny
Hey.
today. I'm good, man. I ain't embarrassed, man. You gotta do what you gotta do to stay moisturized in this dry behind weather, man.
Hey, there been a couple episodes or podcasts where, man, that 4K, shoot, that thing looked like a sun was shining on your forehead.
It was glistening?
Yeah, dog.
Oh, shoot.
Glistening, man.
Hey,
Look like you just came out from a donut shop.
If I ever have to go bald, man, you already know my head's gonna be glistening, man.
Glistening. He gonna be one of them guys that had the molten milk ball.
Hey, yeah, I ain't mad. Shoot, it's gonna be
Hey,
soft
blessings.
too.
Hey, that's a blessing too because shoot, a lot of people go bald and it's looking rough.
True,
You know?
man. Yeah.
Shoot, looking like the Sahara Desert.
All right. Hey, man, let's not say stuff about people.
Yes.
You gonna come get you. So, shower supplies. One has got to go your shampoo, your body wash, your sponge or rag, your towel or your lotion. One has got to go forever.
See, now, you know, all these are important essentials to the grooming of the body, right?
Apparently
Well,
not.
the grooming, but the cleansing of the body, right?
Maybe not.
But one has got to get out of here forever. Man, shampoo is coming clutch. You know, there's been many a times when my hair's dry and dirty and itchy, where if you don't wash it with the shampoo to get that gingrich itch out, it's gonna be itching after you shower.
That's right.
So I don't want to be dealing with the gingrich itch after showers, man. And then body wash. You gotta have the body wash. What you washing with? What you washing with regular water for? I mean, come on, man. Water is nowadays. Water have stuff in it that's poisonous. So if you're just doing that, you really dying faster. You know. So that's gotta stay for me. Now we move into the the latter part of.
I think these last 3 are essential. Like, you can't get rid of the last 3. Your sponge, your towel, or your lotion. How? How?
How? Cause the towel, you know, a lot of people say if your towel's dirty, you didn't take a good bath. I don't necessarily believe all that, but the towel gets the last of it off.
Yeah.
The towel gets the last of it off, and then the lotion. I guess the lotion could be inclusive of oils as well.
That's true.
Let's add that in there. Yeah. Man, bro. Sponge or rags? Sponge or rags?
Sponge or rags, man.
See.
Sponge
Because there's certain things you got to use rags for and sponges. But if you have good soap, is it good? Is it going to be able to do its job to take off the whatever you need to be taking off? That's a good question. We're not jumping in mud every day.
Nope.
So from these 5, bro.
You want me to go first?
You can't be crusty out here. Okay, you can hit it first.
I'll hit it first, but I won't give my reason until you hit yours. I'm gonna have to go with the shampoo, man. Yeah.
Okay. The shampoo. I'm gonna go with, and this hurts because I mentioned this as something that's important too.
Towel.
Nah. I'm gonna keep that because the back. Cause when you think about the back, there's certain places that you can't reach properly, and you can't just let water hit it and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm gonna have to go with freak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the.
Hey, man, come on, man.
I'm gonna go with the shampoo too.
Why?
I'm gonna go with the shampoo too, because the shampoo, although it's gonna be good for your hair. Nah, actually, let me go with the freak. This is hard. I'm gonna go with the with the. I'm gonna go with the towel.
Dang.
Towel. I know it's hard. It's hard, and the reason why I'm gonna go with the towel is because the sponge. I was gonna eliminate the sponge, but when you think about your back,
Yeah.
and you need to scrub your back, and you can't reach it,
Uh-huh.
bro. Just hitting water on it and soap, that ain't gonna do the job. You gotta scrape stuff off sometimes.
Yeah.
So, for that reason, I'm gonna have to keep the sponges and stuff because I can't just rub that off. It's hard to reach.
Dang, bro.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hey,
So dang.
I'm gonna let the soap hit the important areas.
So I'm gonna go with shampoo because I could technically use body wash for my hair. Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But getting certain benefits wouldn't be there.
It wouldn't be
from
there.
the
Like the
body
moisturizing
Yeah.
effect wouldn't be there. You know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but man, towel though. Dang, think if it were cold, right? You know how when you step out your shower, all that water on you.
All that water, bro.
Oh man. But there is a technique though. Before I wipe, right after I shower, I kind of like get the water off of me with my hands, and then I dry off with the towel. So that that could be a technique to utilize. Shoot, man, you get man. Hey, thank you guys for joining us on podcast number 4. We hit some heavy topics on this one for sure. Facts, man. This must be one of the heaviest podcasts we've had up to date in this season 2. So if you have any comments, comment below. Let us know what you think. We said a lot. We might chop this up into separate clips or something. This podcast was kind of heavy. Let us know what you think. Again, find us on social media platforms. We got Facebook. We got Instagram. You know what I mean? We have audio exclusive platforms for where we shoot this stuff out at Anchor. Let's see, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of that. Join us for our next episode, man. If you have anything else you want to add?
Nah, man. Just make sure you guys check out the links below. If you want to send us something personal, you can do it on. You could DM us on HolyDuo2020 on Instagram, or you could shoot us an email at holyduo2020@gmail.com. All links are down below, so check us out.
Yep. With that being said, man, take us out.
Hey, man. We're only holy
because he is, man. And remember, faith don't come expensive.
It's free.
It's free. Peace.